The image of the dead, dead in my mind.
All right, so very interesting news. This is a video created by a Japanese person from Japan. Somebody sent it to me, and they are out here toasting Saturday A.M. and Whyt manga for their double standards. Now, I have been calling out this diversity trash for the longest of time. I have been calling out Saturday A.M. and their ways of dealing with artists, how unfair they are, how hypocritical they are, and how ultimately they are pushing diverse stories, well, diversity itself, long before they are pushing stories, right? Stories that are meant to inspire, stories that are meant to motivate you, stories that actually have something to say. But Saturday A.M. and people who work there have nothing to say, right? They only want to play as victims, and they want to be thieves. And this is actually how the Japanese actually see black people. And this is very, very unfortunate because Saturday A.M. does not represent all black people, right? Unfortunately, the Japanese think Saturday A.M. is an African publisher. Now, we're going to look at a few things that was said here. We're using that translate button, right? So it's very interesting what the dude says over here. There's a bunch of different opinions and how they state that, hey, it's not fair that people like Whyt manga can say it's okay for black people to change the race of Japanese characters because black people really love Japan and really love Japan's culture and its people. They just experimenting. They just pretty much, I'm paraphrasing here, they are just showing an appreciation of how much they love Japan by changing the character's race. Well, it's always a problem when any person who's not black is going to change the race of a black character to something else. And obviously, Whyt manga and all the other crazy Negroes would be rather upset, and we have seen this happen before. We saw that when people change Opal's character, which belongs to Apple Black, into a white person, and of course Whyt flipped out and people said this is wrong, this is evil. Could you imagine Riley Freeman from the Boondocks, an original character that you don't see black people actually doing fan art of, even though it's in the anime style? Really weird. Could you imagine a white person turning Riley into a white person? Could you imagine that, right? Turning him Mexican, right? There would be World War III happening right now. Could you imagine Afro Samurai, created by a Japanese person, suddenly is now white? Yeah, I think people would be mad. I think even Samuel L. Jackson, who voiced Afro Samurai, could be mad because he too is perpetuating this victimhood culture. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you niggas who are out here perpetuating this victimhood consciousness. You have single-handedly, Saturday A.M. and Whyt manga, you have single-handedly sold all Africans to the rest of the world as a bunch of mentally disabled people who always need to be given a handicap trophy for participation. Oh, look, a black person made a manga and it's got a black character in it and it actually kind of follows the format. Let's give them a trophy. Let's give them attention. Let's give them some milk. Are you kidding me? Martin Luther King is turning in his grave right now. I'm going to paraphrase what he said. Didn't he say that I wish, I have a dream one day that people are going to judge me not on my skin color, but on the contents of my character? Well, it's clear as day that a lot of modern black people in Africa and in the US, but particular in the US, they don't have character. Right? They don't have good character. They don't have anything to say. They're nothing but puppets. Right? Puppets for this Trojan horse BS happening to seize the world in victimhood and divide us all. You see, niggas have always been used as a Trojan horse. Do you really think that the white supremacists could not suppress hip hop? Of course they could. But instead, they allowed it to flourish, and then they corrupted it. And now hip hop is something that it's no longer was, right? It's got all kinds of gangs and guns and all that bull crap, right? Mumble rap and all that. And all of that was used to infiltrate the nations, to demoralize the children, right? To see themselves as gangsters being okay, and so on. And people thought it was just music, but unfortunately, a lot of black people in particular were like, you know what? I think I'm going to be a gangster too, right? You didn't realize that you're being used as a Trojan horse. Now again, you're being used as a Trojan horse. Always got to use a black person as a Trojan horse to demoralize the next generation or a different nation. Why? Because if a nation says no to the Negro, it means they're racist. It means they're going to get sanctions. So nobody wants to get sanctioned. So they're going to say, you know what, let the nigga in. The nigga comes in and the nigga says, you got to change everything. Why? Because I'm here now. And that's exactly what Whyt, Manga, Saturday A.M, and all these crazy black people are doing, is that they want to come into your space and demand a safe space for them. Hey Japan, how's about you include us? How's about you create some diversity for our small, tiny ego, right? How's about that? And the Japanese are like, wait a minute, how's about you create your own characters? How's about you be original, Negro? Oh, that's right, y'all ain't original. And that's what they think. Right? That's why they be saying, see, the problem with the Negro is that he has a culture of victimhood and he has a culture of theft. What we see right here is straight up theft. Whyt Manga drew Goku black. He drew Deku from My Hero Academia black. All these niggas who be doing the black edits, this is theft. You can't be original, right? So you got to steal from somebody else. Steal what they got popping. Why can't you be original? Why can't you just live your life? Why can't you just extrapolate from reality? Why can't you learn from actually successful people like the creator of Boondocks, who gave a proper seminar, right? Explaining to people that, hey man, if you a Negro, yeah, it's gonna be hard, but guess what, man? It doesn't mean it's over. All you gotta do is be original, and you got to package the thing so people who actually read can consume what you have to offer. But did anyone take Aaron Magruder's advice, creator of the Boondocks? A lot of these niggas didn't do it. A lot of these niggas be like, nah, I don't want to be original. I want to be a Trojan horse. I want to be a political advocate, and I want to feel special. So you know what? I'm going to take my half-baked talent and I'm going to draw niggas, and I'm going to demand that people involve me, include me, or else they racist. And you want to be taken serious. This is completely unacceptable. Man, praise the Lord that Saturday and this white sucker, Whyt Wanga, with his father, Frederick L. Jones, being toasted right now by the Japanese. But at the end of the day, thank you very much, Whyt Manga, for really showing or representing all of us that all niggas are mentally handicapped. It's all on you, bruh. You no good, lying sack of trash. Are you really that dumb, Whyt? I suppose you are, because you made a 30-minute video trying to justify why it's okay that the Dun artist, or that little girl who's 16, why it's okay that she drew the Dun characters as black people. Why that's okay. It's not okay. Because you got mad when other people turned your character white. Now, this is truly unfortunate. But you see, what America has done over here is that it totally has divided us. And the Trojan, or I should say the idiots who allowed themselves to be Trojan horses, have brought politics into a space where politics was not necessary. The world of manga is supposed to be a place where we escape, where we can learn new things that we cannot learn in the real world because everybody's just too busy faking it in the real world. But in manga, it's where we could be authentic. But then came those who are inauthentic, like Whyt and Saturday A.M. They came with their inauthentic beliefs and use the DI garbage and the powers that be, BlackRock, who are forcing people to accept this trash as gospel, or else they're going to be sanctioned, or else they're going to be called racist, or it's no longer about merit. It's about, I am a victim, I'm a black handicapped victim, and I need you to celebrate me. Because as a handicapped person, I managed to do something. Bruh, what the heck did Martin Luther King die for, bro? Nelson Mandela also turning up in his grave. Malcolm X turning in his grave. Flipping Marcus Garvey turning in his grave. Flipping Booker T. Washington turning. Bruh, y'all are failures. All you niggas who support Saturday A.M. and any company just like it, you are failures. You are a disgrace. You all should just walk into a volcano. You have misrepresented an entire group of people with your stupidity. It's absolutely disgusting. You see, if you are gonna use Manga, Whyt, Saturday A.M., or any other crazy black person, if you're gonna use the style of manga to make a statement that can actually empower and inspire the public at large, then it would be okay, right? But you don't have an actual message. The only statement you want to make is that you a victim. You want to use the manga style because it's popular as a vehicle to boost your ego and your pathetic sense of self-worth. You feel so pathetic and worthless and invisible, right? That you got to steal ideas, steal stuff from other people and make it black and pretend that you're worth a damn. You're not worth a damn. You a sucker. You're a piece of trash. Best believe I'm mad about this because this is a total misrepresentation. I got somebody who went to Japan last week telling me that he experiencing all kinds of racism. And he is white, by the way, but the Japanese right now, they tired of all foreigners in general. But you niggas are a special case, man. The white man right now is guilty for censoring Japan with MasterCard and Visa. All the white people who are pro-LGBT, they don't give a damn about what the Japanese are going through who support LGBT manga. They just got censored right now. Their website for LGBT manga just got vaporized. Where are the white people who support LGBT stuff? Nowhere to be seen. A bunch of hypocrites. Where are the niggas who saw other black people acting a damn fool in the train station in Japan, right? They didn't say anything, right? It's just insane to me that you people can just go wherever you want and demand that people accommodate you. You want to go wherever you want, demand inclusion, but then demand segregation as well, demand exclusion from other groups. It's paradoxical, bro. It's paradoxical. Let me go to this institution where it's mostly white or black people, white or Asians or whatnot. Demand to be accepted. Once you accept it, you say, can you all get out the classroom so all the black people remaining can feel safe? Does that make any sense? Now, there is a tweet here made by Saturday A.M. saying that black people are one of the pillars carrying the comic book industry in the West. Now, we know that's not true. Especially in America. You can't tell me 15% of a population is carrying the comic book industry when 15%, that is the population of black people in America, and out of that 15%, only 8% I'm sure buy comics. You can't tell me that they're carrying the industry. That's a blatant lie, and the Japanese caught it right here. Without lies, Saturday A.M. dies. Without lies, white manga dies. Without lies, DEI dies. These people need lies, bigger and bigger and bigger lies, in order to stay relevant, in order to trend, in order to feel important. They can't live in reality. They can't live in the truth, because the truth is y'all suck. You just a bunch of victims. You have no foundation. You don't know where you come from. You know what, Whyt Manga? It's funny, huh? Real funny that you're from Nigeria, bruh. You left Nigeria all those years ago. You even said 10 years ago that a lot of people in your classroom used to call you Whyty just because you light skinned. Man, I thought you wouldn't take colorism into your own business, bro. But hey, you're the one who created Opal, the black female character in your manga, right? But then it's kind of funny that you kind of changed the complexion of Opal. She was really dark compared to what she is right now, but that's on you, bro. You gonna take your dysfunctional jungle mess and bring it up in the business? Bruh, you need help. All you dumb black niggas need help. Like seriously, all you LGBT white people who ain't saying a word about the LGBT Japanese people suffering right now from manga censorship, y'all are hypocrites too. Y'all ain't saying nothing. That's why the Japanese don't want anything to do with you. Now, let's hear some of the things that they want to say over here. So they talk rather fast, so I'm gonna have to pause here and there, because it says here, the publisher also tweeted his joy. The work is not a manga, full stop.
日本は絶対に認めないと言われてきました。しかし日本でランキング1位を獲得したことに喜び。
Let me switch off the audio. I am happy that this work has won first place in rankings. I explained that there were criticisms that this work is not a manga because the author is not from Japan. Now, real quick, there is a celebration happening that, Clock Striker is #1 bestseller right now. Okay, well, you know, what we have to do is double check that. And somebody asked a nice legitimate question, like right here. This guy says, 130 reviews. How can something be top selling with only 130? Seems kind of broken. I checked the list and My Hero was third with over 1,300 reviews. Either Amazon top seller tab is broken or something weird is happening. Also, I checked the reviews, only about 3 were Japanese. Rest is English. Now that's something to always consider, right? That indeed it's either Amazon broken or somebody playing with the numbers over there. But ultimately, this thing is not a bestseller right now because the story is worth a damn, really. I'm sure it's because of all the page views that it's receiving, that it's in that rank. In terms of people actually buying it, nah. But hey, look, the main point is, if you're going to need controversy to sell your book like this, then you're pathetic, bro. It's that simple. If you're gonna need to ride the wave of this political trash so you can get attention, it means you're pathetic. It means you don't have a story. You're just an opportunistic thief. That's all you are. And that's all there is to Saturday A.M. and anyone who's still pushing this BS. However, this time, I was happy to receive praise from Japan. In the first place, Japan doesn't care about authors of nationality or origin. Yep. If the content is interesting, I think it's otaku's job to appreciate it, regardless of nationality. Well, if it had ended here, it would have been a beautiful story. Yes, it would have been, but that's not the case. You see, as I said, a lot of these niggas, they want to make things about race because they don't have the confidence in themselves or in their work that this can stand alone. It does not need a racial or political crutch to help it move forward. Y'all know that you can't tell a story worth a damn. And the Japanese really don't care, really. You got French manga that is being sold in Japan. That is strictly based on merit. You don't see no Frenchman crying that, oh man, I was this, I was that, and some will say, well, the French were also enslavers. If you say that, bro, you need help. It doesn't matter, even if that's true. If your granddaddy was a slave, bro, boo hoo, nigga, boo hoo, bro. Whose fault is it that he's too weak to defend himself? This is life. You want to go around and dissing people for being a colonizer? Diss yourself for being a weakling. And here's the worst part, man. The worst part is a lot of black people, they are worse than hunchbacks. What is a hunchback again? It's somebody who gave up their own dream and now are on the sideline to demoralize other people so they can give up their own dream. But you want to know what black people do? Black people demoralize themselves, which makes it worse than a hunchback. A hunchback demoralizes other people. A black person demoralizes himself. A black person says, I'm a victim. I'm black, so I'm in a magical, invisible jail cell. White supremacy on my neck. I can't do nothing. When you got all these other black people out here, like Aaron Magruder, who fulfilled and created quality, a lifelong quality, one of the best pieces of media of the century, Boondocks, that had so much knowledge in there, yet so funny. A black person who gave you the tools, who told you exactly what you had to do. But a lot of y'all just took the easy way out. You took the Kamala Harris way out. And that's it. You didn't want to work for it. You didn't want to earn it. You didn't want to live life. You just want to be like, nah, I want reparations. So you demoralized yourself. And in demoralizing yourself, automatically you demoralize your neighbor who's black. This is insane. Think about it. How's somebody like Whyt Manga going to leave Africa, leave Nigeria of all places, to go to America to demoralize himself? To then join a company that demoralized themselves so they can demoralize other people, especially other black people, and then sell their products and say, oh, we're the handicapped people. Please buy a product. If you're not, it means you're racist. That's exactly what it is. This is unacceptable. And again, everybody that promotes this, that is for this, you are pieces of trash. You deserve to rot in prison. You deserve Django to find you and whip you. You're an abomination. You are a plague upon this earth. The Japanese want original stuff. Man, Boondocks is original. You got Static Shock. I don't know who created Static Shock. Most likely a white person. You got Black Panther created by a white person. How many niggas be redrawing T'Challa as fan art? Yeah, not many. How many black people creating their own stuff? See, on Sugo, there be people who doing that, right? They not trying to pander or nothing. It's just they trying to tell their own story, you see. But you see, it's not about telling your own story because I suppose deep down you know your story sucks. It's about stealing and making it look like you're worth a damn, but you're not. Let's actually skip to this part over here, because this part, man, they mention Obama and I'm like, damn. In fact, let's start right here. Right here, because what they say is interesting. So it says here, that's not what respecting the culture of other countries mean. Oh, this part was really fascinating. The definition of respect in America versus Japan. Okay, I can't really find it. In America, they say America says respect means not trusting the source material, versus in Japan, respect means trusting the source material. Meaning America is all about subversion. You know, something I always talk about, that in order to demoralize somebody, you gotta subvert the meaning of things. Well, thanks a lot, America. But thanks a lot, Black Americans, who fell for this psyop, who became agents of demoralization without even knowing it. Thank you, Whyt Manga. You ran away from Nigeria only to become an agent of chaos. I'm sure your granddaddy is happy, bro. I'm sure your granddaddy, Frederick L. Jones, is happy. I'm sure all the black people who died for your freedom are happy right now that y'all can't even see what you're doing. And you're going to celebrate Black History Month next year like you actually achieved something. The only thing you achieved is a status and a golden statue of greatest victims on the earth. It's sickening. It's disgusting. Very, very appalling. Let's see, where the heck is it? Let's start right here. On the other hand, it's okay to change a character to be completely different race. What a double standard. It reminded me of Marina Scrato's Sword, a Japanese artist caused a huge uproar just by slightly changing the skin color, but this truly they trying to force their own values on us. That's not what respecting the culture of other countries means. It's exactly what it is. You see, what these Black supremacists are doing is no different to the rainbow freaks. The rainbow freaks want to have their own month and want us to swallow their dildo. No, when you say no, it means you're homophobic. If you speak against it, it means you're homophobic. When you don't want to swallow the Black propaganda trash, it means you're racist. You see what I mean? You're one and the same. You're being used to subvert society. You're being used to destroy society. You're being used to divide society. And now the final bastion of culture, which was Japan and its anime and manga, has finally been penetrated. And it's thanks to one of you niggas, right? And it's thanks to the double-minded, idiotic, hypocritical, rainbow white freaks of the West as well. Y'all are probably way more guilty. Because people will go to prison if they take that rainbow flag and put it in a furnace. But when you see rainbow people actually suffering in Japan, you're not gonna say a damn. Their livelihood taken away from them, you're not gonna say a damn. But you're gonna say everything against me. You're gonna call me homophobic. You're gonna call me transphobic. What about the trans creators in Japan who now can't put bread on the table? I don't see you retweeting that. You hypocritical sacks of garbage. Why do you need to modify an existing Japanese character when you can just make your own original character? It's not a lack of imagination. Japanese anime and manga are loved all over the world, but that's because they have uniquely Japanese expressions. What is a uniquely Black expression? Now I'm Black and there's a Black person in America, but we're not the same. I know exactly what my tribe is. A Black American doesn't know that. He got to trace it 400 years way back, but good luck finding it, really. You see, if you want to express yourself properly, you got to know yourself properly. You got to know where you come from, right? You have to. And you have to examine the culture that you call yourself as and see if what your culture promotes is actually good. You see, my culture in my tribe, a lot of it is bad. That's why I have no pride in it. A lot of it's bad. A lot of it is actually pro-supremacy and pro-submission to authority. It is anti-individual. That is my culture from my tribe. And I hate that because I am not a subject to some fat dude on a throne who want to decide whether I live or die if he feels like it. But my culture says he's the king. He can do whatever he wants. Hell to the no. You got to examine things and see if it actually has a universal benefit for all people. If it doesn't, it means it's wrong. You see, at the end of the day, what we have here is a bunch of people who don't know themselves, who are perpetuating a stereotypical image of the Negro. It just boggles my mind how a lot of Black people are going to sell themselves as mentally disabled victims that need help. You cannot just stand as an individual. You got to use buzzwords, diversity, Black this, that, yada, yada, yada. You can't just be on your own. You can't just be deemed as a human being. You always got to be part of the hive mind. And in doing so, your stuff is okay because it's black. Your stuff is okay because it represents people who struggle. Man, everybody struggled, bruh. The idea that a lot of black people want to take aliens like Piccolo and say he's black, bruh, who did that? If a white person said, man, Piccolo reminds me of black people, it would have been World War III. But no, it was a black person who said Piccolo is a flippin' Negro. It was a black person. It's black people who perpetuate their own stereotypes, who alienate themselves from human beings, calling themselves a flippin' alien. And Piccolo's not even an alien, he's a demon according to Dragon Ball Daimaa's new retcons. You got black people calling themselves demons, demoralizing themselves. And you're gonna call other groups of people racist when they tell you what they see that you do. White manga is the biggest sack of trash who has ever lived. Like, dude, your brain is filled with diarrhea, bro. It's as if you even eat diarrhea. That's how profoundly dumb you are. It's insane. No logic. Just I'm a victim. I'm a lie. And it's okay because I'm black and you can't say anything against me because that'd be racist. And if you're black saying anything against me, it means you're an Uncle Tom. Now, shut the hell up. Let's finish this off. To deny that is to lose the essence of the work. Exactly, right? Redrawing the Japanese characters as any other race, well, is to lose the essence of the work. If you love the characters, we should accept it as it is. The fact that we feel it is necessary to modify it shows a lack of true understanding. Japanese creators search based on their own cultural background. It's not judging by the standards of the original. I'm happy for overseas fans to enjoy Japanese works, but asking for changes is an act of condensation. The mayor of Sogo Village is important, so why don't you just make an original character? There you have it. There you have it, man. This is appalling, bro. Truly, like, man, 2025 ending like crazy, right? Ending like crazy. Y'all want real deep analysis? You're gonna have to go to my Patreon, right? That's where I do most of my things, but we're looking at everything, right? You need to modify the characters of other people's work. That's not what true creativity is about. Man, they are roasting you crazy niggas. It's common for beginner artists to learn from existing works. The problem is the attitude of justifying the modification. Exactly. Artists are free to draw characters with their own interpretations as long as they recognize that they are not original and have fun. But please stop claiming that you've modified or improved the original. That's straight up theft if you're doing that. But do you think these people care? You saw the voice actor of Dun Dun Dun, surprisingly, is a black person who ran off Twitter because he couldn't take the heat of being a hypocrite. He wrote a whole statement of how only black people should voice black characters, but white people or any other groups of people are not allowed to voice black people. And it's like, wait, so a black person can voice an Asian, but an Asian can't voice a black person? And the answer is yes. That's insane. The voice actor of Samurai Jack is black. You see, and in those times, there was none of this garbage, right? In those times, black people earned the positions they're in. The voice actor of Samurai Jack is a legendary voice actor, super talented. He's in a bunch of TV series, animated TV series, and video games, Metal Gear Solid, and so on. Nobody's celebrating him. He's now probably like 60 something. He made our childhood. right? He didn't ask for handouts. He earned his position. But niggas today don't want to earn anything, right? It's just really sickening. Then it says, in the end, where is the line between fan art and modification? If it doesn't change the essence of the character, it should be acceptable. Or is it completely unacceptable to create an original character? It's certainly difficult, but it isn't just taking the easy way out by modifying other people's work. A lot of people who do black stuff modify other people's work in the same way, so that shows a lack of imagination. This is true. Low IQ people, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Low IQ people don't have an imagination. What we have right now with Generation Alpha, them iPad kids, they are straight up low IQ Neanderthals. They've never really tried to use their imagination. You see, living here in the jungle, I can tell you people don't have imagination. They don't. You want to bring abstract ideas in Africa, in some village or small community, or even a big community, they're going to call you crazy, bro. Right? They lack imagination. And if you lack imagination, there cannot be innovation. You see what I'm saying? So this is serious. And if Whyt, Manga, or any of the Saturday A.M. idiots watch this, I wonder if y'all can even comprehend anything I've said, right? Or would you comprehend what is said in this video, or not my video, but this Japanese video, or will you just call them racist? Will you run off Twitter also? Boo hoo hoo, they saying this about us, they so racist, they discriminating. No, you're just an idiotic weakling who can't defend his own beliefs because he's a retard, who just believed it because it's convenient. Spare me. This movement, oh, now we get into it. This movement started with Obama. It's not so much his policies, it's the spread of victim consciousness that has changed the relationship between whites and blacks in America. Yep, you don't have to be the same race to empathize with a character. That's a lack of empathy and something missing. Now, the sad part is Hillary Clinton in 1992 was speaking publicly, justifying why black people should be locked up as soon as possible because they lack empathy. That is so sad. Because what does that mean? It means she was right. And I can tell you from experience with somebody, a black female I dated, who didn't even know what empathy meant. And I printed a document for her explaining what empathy means, and she still didn't get it. This is sad. But there are, of course, black people with a brain. Black people who understand empathy and so on, who have good character, me being such. But you see, people like me, well, I suppose I'm overboard because people just can't handle the delivery because I gotta sound like some effeminate sissy boy giving them milk. But ultimately, people like me are censored, shadow banned, and suppressed, right? People like me remain at the bottom because of you. If you actually want a difference, you're going to promote people like me, but you don't. You don't. You don't try, you don't share. I never ask for people to share anything, but I know a lot of you don't. And you keep wondering why you're still in the same state of hell. No one is learning. Because no one is hearing. They're not hearing this caffeine. They're not being set free. They're not being challenged. And you are serving as a type of gatekeeper by keeping this information suppressed. It's all on you, honestly. The things mentioned here, there is not a single lie. Any black person that feels bad about what has been mentioned here, it's because you're guilty, bro. It's because you know you got diarrhea for brains. You know you don't know what empathy means. You know you're just a political Trojan horse idiot. You know you're just a sack of trash who's got nothing to say. If you're hurt by any of this, it's because you're guilty. But if you're not guilty, then you're not hurt by this. You're gonna be like, yeah, tell them niggas. They out here acting a fool, misrepresenting us. Screw Saturday A.M. It should be purged for misrepresenting an entire group of people. When you look at black French people, they don't act like black Americans or Africans at all. You wanna know how to act like? They act French. They're assimilated properly, wholesomely into the French culture. You ain't gonna see a black Frenchman acting a fool, acting a victim. Not gonna see it. He's too busy working. And that's why his product is way more than ours and better than ours. Well, most of them. Let's finish it. That's right. The idea that we can't empathize unless everyone sees a character that looks like us is self-centered. Hey, remember all of us who grew up with Dragon Ball Z? You could empathize and relate with Goku, in fact with Naruto, Rock Lee and whatnot, and they never looked like you. But all of a sudden now they gotta look like you so you can feel what they're going through. Like, that is low IQ narcissism. Saturday A.M. is for low IQ narcissistic Neanderthals who belong in a cave. Straight up. Who deserve to be running barefoot and trying to catch elephants. That's what Saturday A.M. is for. That's who it's for. Low IQ narcissistic Neanderthals. You spent money on them, you're a Neanderthal. Maybe you didn't know. So if you didn't know that they are racist, idiots, and hypocrites, it's not your fault. But now that you do know, you're gonna have to save your money, bro. You're gonna have to disavow these people. Absolutely get rid of them. If you want to just make a new character, I think it's counterproductive to modify someone else's work and make a point. The problem isn't the modification itself, it is the attitude of justifying the modification. The problem is the lack of a connection to the original. Yeah, and that's it. The lack of connection to the original. Things gotta be relatable, y'all. It's in my MANAA ingredients. I've spoken about this. It must be relatable. But a person being black or green doesn't make it relatable. It's the experiences and the circumstances that the characters find themselves in that determines the level of interest that a reader is going to have. This is common sense. But I know it ain't common anymore. I hope Saturday A.M. burns to the ground. You worthless sacks of trash have tarnished what was left of all black people. Thank you very much, Fred. You no good sack of garbage. Thank you very much, Whyt. You escaped the jungle only to bring the jungle with you so you can spread the jungle across to Japan. Well done, bro. I'm sure your mama proud of you. I'm sure flippin' Marcus Garvey proud of you. It's just so crippling sad, bro. Sad. You ain't gonna lump me in with none of these crazy niggas. No, you ain't. No, you are not. And you wanna know something? You know what? I'm gonna save that for a different video. But if you're brave, Whyt, if you're brave, Saturday A.M., how's about you say my name? If you're brave, how's about you respond to this? If you're pieces of trash, stay silent. If you're cowards, and losers, which you are, of course, and then, yeah, you are cowards, then stay silent and continue to lie. And that's what they are banking on. They are banking on the ignorant to support them. Those who are not ignorant, run away from them and warn others who are ignorant of them. Don't support this Neanderthal low IQ filth. Instead, destroy it. Get rid of it. Ignore it. And all you rainbow idiots, all you pro-gay rights losers, where are them tweets about all the gay people suffering in Japan right now because they can't do their gay content? Where are your tweets? Where is your marching to the MasterCard and Visa building? Where is it? Why didn't you organize a march? You hypocrites. You sick, disgusting freaks. You can't handle none of this. You lucky I ain't there, bro. I would have found all of y'all and put you in the net and shove you where you belong. That's in prison, because you have caused so much damage with your lies and hypocrisy. Anyway, check out Bloody Hell. That is a real story. No pandering, no BS, none of that, right? Until next time.